They're going to show you how to make some hamburger. My mama used to say some hamburger and cook you some rice. Mix it all up together. You don't have to have that much hamburger, but a lot of rice, salt and pepper, a little grease. And you will be full. If we're not careful, we can become stressed and depressed by the negatives in our lives when we don't focus on God and what He wants to do with us and for us. Uncontrolled fear is dangerous. Unrealistic anxiety can be blinding. You cannot influence anything if you don't work at it. I'm going to say that one more again. You can't influence anything if you don't work at it. I know I scare some of you when you hear me say this next thing, but I believe it. I've been telling y'all for about 22 years, you pray too much. Some of you, that's the only thing you hear. You say, oh, he's going crazy now. Jesus said men ought to always pray. Yeah, you need to pray, but you need to be doing something while you pray. If you want some food to grow in your garden, you got to plant some seeds. If you want some food to grow in your garden, once the seeds start coming up, you got to work the garden. If you want to eat the produce of your garden, you got to go pick it. You cannot affect change just sitting around grumbling and complaining. Some things are going to be what they're going to be unless you decide to do something about it. I suggest to you, my brothers and my sisters, that part of the reason that this man buried his 1 talent of money was because he didn't want to expend the necessary energy to get a return on the money. I discovered something over the years. Some people are more happy complaining than succeeding. Some people are more happy complaining than succeeding. Some people ain't going to get nowhere because they ain't going to try to get nowhere. Yeah, I said it. I'm sick and tired of folk always talking about give me because I'm poor. Yeah, I said it. Some folk are poor because they don't work. Some folk are poor because when they work, they don't spend their money wisely. Some people would rather look at the negative side than even attempt to see if there is a positive side. The man in this story could only see that he'd been given only 1 talent of money. His problem was not so much that he'd been given only 1 talent. His problem was that he didn't want to do anything with just 1 talent of money. News flash. You may have to work harder to get a return on the 1 talent than you would if you had 5 or 2 talents, but a return can be realized. Either way, you're going to have to work at it. One day. I'm just about to. I know I done bored y'all today. We went out to church and we didn't get a chance to shout. One day the master of those servants returned home. He got back, he wanted to settle up accounts with them, learn something from what happened next. Listen, the reward of life comes not so much from how much your return is. The reward of life comes from using what has been given to you. Sometimes the joy is just knowing that you did something with what you had. Anybody here ever just got joy after you had done something, whether it was good, turned out real good or not? You just got joy because you had attempted it, you had tried it, you had done it. The servant who had received 5 talents of money doubled what was given to him, and he received a well-done commendation from his master. And he was entrusted with greater responsibility. Likewise, the servant who had received 2 talents of money doubled his, received a well-done from his master, and he was also entrusted with greater responsibilities. But the other servant, the one who had been given 1 talent of money but buried it, was condemned for his unfaithfulness and had the 1 talent taken from him. There's a lesson there. If you want more, be faithful in using what you have. If you want greater responsibility, don't begrudge what somebody else has. A couple Sundays ago, I asked you to try to maintain and, when possible, give something extra to the church during these times. But beyond that, even more important than that, you need to increase your devotional and meditation time. Take this time to start to increase the time that you, or maybe some of you ain't even talking to the Lord. Either start talking to him or increase the time that you do talk to him. Start listening to him or increase the time that you do listen to him. Am I making any sense yet? You see, there's more to be had, but you need to open yourself up to receive it. God wants you to have something. God is attempting to give you something. It may be 5 talents, it may be 2 talents, it may be 1 talent, but whatever it is that God has for you, be open to receive it and then use it for his glory. And if he's glorified by what you use, you will be blessed. During these tough times and the coming tough times, ask yourself this question: how willing am I to work? How willing am I to work? How willing am I to use what I have? I told you before, when I was living in my dad and mama's house, I didn't eat green. Didn't like green. Fell out with green. Fell out with chicken. My mama from the country, from Mississippi. We had chicken for breakfast on Sunday. Chicken, biscuits, rice, and gravy. And might have some chicken somewhere over in the week. And I got tired of chicken. Didn't like green. But I got mad. Had some chili. I had to start buying the groceries. Grocery wasn't as high then as it is now, but it was high according to my income. My mom and dad didn't raise no food. So I had to start thinking. Chicken. Started tasting better.